Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channels. Hope you are good and doing your best right now. So basically today I'm just uploading the videos for the first year MBBS students. For the first year MBBS students, that is very important for them. All of us we need to know there's the muscles and their nerves. There's the supplementations of the nerves to the individual muscles, and it's very important for us to have the knowledge of the anatomy on the basis of the muscles and the supplementary nerves there. So let's start. Today I'll just focus basically on the muscles of the upper limbs and the nerves. Okay, so muscles of the upper limb and the nerves. So today's topic, muscles of upper limb and nerve supply. Now guys, basically I'll just divide all the upper limbs regions in basically five parts. The first part will be the pectoral regions, and we know the pectoral regions in the chest portions. It only there. So first I'll divide all the things in the pectoral region. So within the pectoral regions, we can see there is some muscles, and the name of the muscles I'm writing here. There is the pectoralis major. So pectoralis major muscles, pectoralis major. Then we are having pectoralis minor muscles, pectoralis minor muscles. Then we are having what? That is subclavius muscles. Number three, there is subclavius muscles. Subclavius means under the the posterior part of the clavicle. Subclavius. Now guys, we have to know their nerve supply. Of course, we have to know all the nerve supply here. Now guys, this is the we see in the first portion there is what the pectoralis major and minor muscle. These muscles are supplemented by whom? These are supplemented by the nerves that is called medial and lateral pectoral nerve. Medial and lateral pectoral nerve. Medial and lateral pectoral nerve. And if you want to know from where these nerves are coming, the medial and lateral pectoral nerve, you have to go to my YouTube channels and see there is a video. That is the brachial plexus. You can see from there the originations of the nerve, how they are formed, from where they are coming, all the things you can know from there only. Okay. Now the next things we will just divide it into what? That is like the next region. That is there are some muscles that is connecting the upper limb with the vertebral curve with the vertebra. There are some muscles. They are connecting the upper limb with the vertebra. Now guys, now what? There are some name of the muscles you have to know. There is in the back muscle. There is one muscles. There is the trapezius. There's the trapezius muscle. That we are having what the latissimus dorsi. It only is the social dirge. Latissimus dorsi. The one is having what? Rhomboides major. The rhomboides major. The scapular region, of course. Rhomboid major. Then we're having what? The levator scapulae. Then we're having rhomboid minor muscles, of course, also there's. Now we have to know basically how many muscles are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this region, we are having basically the main muscles, 5 muscles. Now we have to know their nerve supplementations. Which type of the nerves do supply the muscles here? The first, the trapezius. It's supplied by the cranial nerve 11. Cranial nerve 11. In the there is a root that is C3, C4 root, cervical 3 and 4 root. Okay. Then we are having what, latissimus dorsi, and this is supplied by the thoracodorsal muscles. Sorry, thoracodorsal nerve, of course. Thoracodorsal nerve here. Then we are having what, the this rhomboid major, levator and the what, rhomboid minor. All the three muscles will be supplied by a single nerve, that is dorsal scapular nerve. Dorsal scapular nerve. Then guys, we are having one more region, that is the scapular regions. In the scapular region, then we are having muscles, of course, also. So I'm writing here the scapular regions here. Scapular region. And within the scapular regions there are some muscles. We have to know their names. The nerve supply, of course, also has well with them. So first of all, the name of the muscles are here: the supraspinatus, supraspinatus, supraspinatus. Then we are having what, the infraspinatus. Then we are having what, teres minor. We are having subscapularis. Subscapularis. Then we are having the muscle that is called teres major. Okay guys, now we have to know their nerve supplementations, of course, is also very important here. So first of all, the supraspinatus and the infraspinatus, the both muscles will be supplied by a single nerve, that is suprascapular nerve. That will be what, by the suprascapular nerve here. Then we are having what, the teres minor muscles, and these teres minor muscles that will be supplied by whom, by the axillary nerves. That will be supplied by the axillary nerves. Then we are having what, the subscapularis muscles that will be supplied by upper and lower subscapular nerve. Upper and lower subscapularis nerve. Scapularis nerve here. Then we are having what, the teres minor muscles, and it will be supplied by whom? Sorry, that is teres major muscles. That will be supplied by the lower subscapularis nerve. Lower subscapularis nerves. Lower subscapularis nerve. Okay. Subscapularis nerve. Now we are having the arm region. In the arm regions, we are having muscles also. In the arm regions, we know. In the arm regions, we are having what? In the anterior, that means what? Anterior means, guys, this is the anterior, this is the anteriors, and if you see this is the back, this is the posterior muscles. Now within the anterior, in the arm region, there is an anterior, that they assume that it means anteriors. In the anterior, we are having what? The brachialis. The muscle, this is brachialis. Brachialis muscles here. Then we are having biceps brachii. Then we are having, guys, Coracobrachialis. Coracobrachial. Coracobrachialis, guys. And of course, in the posterior part, we are having basically the triceps. Triceps brachii. You can say triceps brachii. Now, guys, all the three muscles within the anterior regions, they will be supplied by whom? They will be supplied the musculocutaneous nerve. Musculocutaneous. Musculocutaneous nerve. But there is one more nerve. There is one more thing you have to remember. One thing that there is that the brachialis. These muscles will be supplied by radial also by what? By radial nerve. Radial nerve for proprioceptions. For proprioception. This nerve only for proprioceptions. Now, guys, we are having what the triceps. This will be supplied by. This will be supplied by only whom? By radial nerve. This will be supplied by whom? The radial nerve. Okay, guys, now we are having what in this the forearm regions. We have to talk right now about the forearm regions. And within the forearm regions, we are having what? There is like what? This is the anterior. And with the anterior, there is superficialis and anterior deep. And within the backward, we are having what? The superficialis back and the deep back. Of course, there are two types of the muscles. Totally four types of the muscles. We have to know individually from here. Okay, guys. Now we are going to talk about the forearm. Be with me. Continue. Now within the forearm, there is two types of the things. There is one is anterior and another is back. Okay, and within the anterior is two types. One is superficialis. Within the superficial, we are having the muscles, and we have to know the name of the muscles. That one is pronator teres. I am writing briefly. Pronator teres. PT for pronator teres. I am repeating again. PT for pronator teres. Then we are having flexor digitorum. Guys, one thing you have to remember: the flexor means the terms that whenever we will have some anterior things, we will just coin the terms as the flexors. Okay, and whenever we will just get the term for backward, we will just the posterior portion. We have to term the names for it. The extensor. This is the for flexor, and this is for extensor. Okay. Now we are having what? The pronator teres. Then we are having flexor digitorum superficialis. FDS means flexor digitorum superficialis. Then, guys, we are having flexor carpi ulnaris. Flexor carpi ulnaris. Then we are having palmaris longus. PL means palmaris longus. Then we are having, guys, FCU. That means flexor carpi ulnaris. Pronator teres, this is the flexor digitorum superficialis, this is the flexor carpi radialis, this is the palmaris longus, and this is the flexor carpi ulnaris. Okay, now this is the superficialis of anterior. Then there is some muscle that is the deep of anterior. Now these muscles, you have to know here the name of the muscles. Flexor digitorum. Flexor digitorum P for profundus. Flexor digitorum profundus. Then we are having PQ. Pronator quadratis. Pronator quadratis. Then we are having FPL. Flexor palmar longus. Flexor palmi longus. Okay. Now these are the muscles for anteriors and the superficialis and the deep. Now we have to know the name of the nerves they are supplied. Now we have to know here for what we have to know that's up to PL. These four muscles. These four muscles will be supplied by whom? The median nerve. supplied by median nerve, guys. And what about it? The flexor carpi ulnaris. This will be supplied by whom? Ulnar nerve. You know that ulnar, that means it should be ulnar here. Ulnar nerve. Guys, now what? We have to talk about this one. Now the flexor digitorum profundus, for it half of this portion, okay, half of its portion. Now we can say about the medial half medial, and there is half lateral. Now this half medial, half medial portion of the flexor digitorum profundus will be supplied by whom? Ulnar nerve. Okay, and these things what we are seeing here, these three. That means the lateral half of the flexor digitorum profundus, prodis, and flexor parvi longus. These three nerves will be, these three muscles will be supplied by anterior interosseous nerve or deep branch of median nerve. We can say by whom? Anterior interosseous nerve. Anterior, interosseous nerve. Another name for it what? The deep branch of median nerve. Deep branch of median nerve. Deep branch of nerve, guys. Okay. Now we are having what? For the posterior, this will be the posterior. This anterior, this is the posterior, and within the posterior there are two types again for the forearm only. In the posterior, similarly, will have what? The superficialis, and will also have what? Deep. Also, same thing will we have also. Now we have to know what are the muscles that is in the posterior superficialis, the muscles which are located posteriorly on the superficial and the posterior portions. Now we have to know the names of the muscles. What are the name of the muscles? Anconeus, or if anconeus, we can say. Anconeus. Then we are having what? Brachyradialis. 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 Then we are having what? Extensor carpi, extensor carpi radialis longus. We are having extensor carpi radialis longus. Then we are having extensor carpi radialis, B for brevis. Extensor carpi radialis brevis. Then we are having extensor digitorium. This is extensor digitorium. This is the extensor digitorium. Then you are having EDM. This is for extensor digiti minimi. This is for this, like these things. Extensor digiti minimi. Okay. Then you are having extensor carpi ulnaris. Extensor carpi ulnaris. Okay, guys. These are the muscles in the what? In the superficial of the posterior things. Now, these are the first three muscles. These three muscles will be supplied by whom? By the radial nerve. They will be supplied by whom? By the radial nerve. Now where these muscles, all the muscles except this one, all these things muscles will be supplied by whom? By the posterior interosseous nerve, deep branch of radial nerve. Posterior interosseous nerve. Interosseous. Or we can say deep branch of radial nerve. Alright, guys. Now there should be what? Also there should be some deep muscles because the superficial and the deep of the posterior muscles. Okay, guys. And what are the muscles here? You have to know here that The supinator. Remember the muscles, the supinator. Supinator muscles here. Then we are having what? Abductor pollicis longus. ABD, I'm writing correctly. ABD means abductor pollicis longus. Then we are having extensor pollicis brevis. Extensor pollicis brevis. Extensor pollicis brevis. Then you are having extensor pollicis longus. EPL, that means extensor pollicis longus here. And we are having extensor indicis. EI means extensor indicis. This is the extensor indicis. This is the extensor indicis. Extensor pollicis longus. Extensor pollicis brevis. Abductor pollicis longus. You know, digitoideum cervicalis also. It will be abductor pollicis. Sorry, abductor pollicis longus. Okay, this is supinator. Now all these muscles, they will be supplied by whom? The radial nerve. By the radial nerve. They will be supplied by whom? By the radial nerve here. Okay, guys. And we are having also, now we have to one more thing you have to know, that's what anatomical snap box. It's very important that what is called the anatomical snap box. Now these three muscles, the abductor pollicis longus, you know, I'm writing in the red mark here, is the this three muscle is called as anatomical snap box. Anatomical snap box. Now we are having more muscles also for hand. Okay. Now we are having also muscles within hand. We just say that hand. And within the hand there is thinner. And we are having what? This is the hypothinner. Thinner. Guys, thinner means, see guys, this is the like thinner muscle, this is the muscle, there is the like these things, this is the thinner muscles, and this portion, this is called basically the hypothinner muscles. And in the next video I'll upload the muscles regarding and the nerve supply for the thinner and the hypothinner. Then I'll start the next topic along with. Hope guys you have understood this topic. If you want to have this screenshot, you can have from here, or if you don't understand anything regarding my handwriting, just let me know in the comment sections. I'll try to help you. And for guys, for the first page, if you want to have this screenshot, guys. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.